Here, more than 14,000 Utahns experienced homelessness.
They lived in shelters with friends or on the streets. But as Jed Bull shows us, chronic homelessness has been cut nearly 70% in the last 5 years.
Yeah, Deanie, I'm here at Sunrise Metro Apartments in Salt Lake City, which is part of the solution. And here's why. It actually costs less money to put a homeless individual into their own apartment than it does to keep them going with taxpayer-funded resources when they're living on the street. With their own apartments, Tom Lutz and Curtis Williams see life differently.
For most of us, it's been a while since we had a place we can go home. Man, it's a good feeling.
Williams was homeless 2 years.
I was suicidal. Yeah, seriously, I didn't have any will to live anymore.
But his veteran status enabled him to move in here.
But they each have their own bathroom, they each have their own kitchen, and they each have their own bedrooms.
The chronically homeless have been homeless an entire year, or 4 times in 3 years. In 2006, state and municipal housing groups adopted a housing-first approach. The theory is, once the individual has a home, employment and other issues are easier to tackle.
Well, the main object of this place is to get started and eventually move out of here and get better jobs.
In 2006, the state identified nearly 2,000 chronically homeless people. Now that number is down to 601, a 69% reduction.
In giving people a home and a permanent address, it sort of takes away that crisis survival mode that they're in when they're on the streets.
Each of the residents has his own apartment, his own space, which is a big deal if you're coming from living on the streets or crashing with friends or relatives.
That shift in their thinking can help shift other people's thinking about how they're viewed in the community as well.
People who live on the streets year after year use taxpayer resources like shelters, jails, emergency rooms, and emergency responders. State estimates show a chronically homeless person uses $20,000 in services annually, while it costs only $12,000 to put that person in an apartment. Getting his own home inspired Williams to pen a poem that starts like this.
Life has a funny way of working things out, even when we're full of doubt. And I come in here just like my new family. I just love every one of them.
Yeah, it's brought a lot of optimism for the residents here. The ultimate goal is to eliminate chronic homelessness here in Utah by the year 2015. And the results here prove that that's not too far-fetched. That is an achievable goal. Deanie, Bruce?
Very encouraging. Thank